if you make the tragic mistake of using these weapons, there will be consequences and you will be held accountable.
Obama's warning to Assad amid signs Syria is preparing its chemical weapons for possible use against rebels. Israel refuses to back down in the row over settlements despite international condemnation. The Duke of Cambridge leaves his wife's bedside following confirmation they're expecting a baby. But the Duchess remains in hospital, suffering from a severe form of morning sickness. And in sports, Australia, England and Wales are all drawn together for the 2015 Rugby World Cup.
This is Sky World News with Karine Gohari.
Welcome to World News. The United States says the regime in Syria could be planning to use chemical weapons against its own people. A US official claims the country has begun mixing chemicals for possible sarin gas attacks on opposition forces. Barack Obama has warned President Assad he'll face consequences if it happens. Sky's Mark Smith reports.
An estimated 40,000 people have already been killed in 20 months of violence. And now Bashar al-Assad could be upping the stakes in his fight against the opposition. According to the White House, Assad's regime may resort to the use of chemical weapons. And President Obama had this warning for his Syrian counterpart.
The use of chemical weapons is and would be totally unacceptable. And if you make the tragic mistake of using these weapons, there will be consequences and you will be held accountable.
Israel's government is refusing to back down on controversial plans to expand settlement building in the West Bank. There's been international condemnation of the proposal with criticism from Britain, America and the United Nations. The area in question is known as E1, a portion of land between Palestinian East Jerusalem and the Jewish settlement of Ma'ale Adumim, where Israel wants to build 3,000 new settler homes. Doing so would separate most of East Jerusalem from the West Bank, which Palestinians say threatens the chance of establishing a future independent state with Jerusalem as its capital. We'll bring you more on the diplomatic battle over the land. But first, Sky's Middle East correspondent Sam Kiley reports from Ma'ale Adumim.
This is the front line of Israel's expansion into the occupied Palestinian West Bank, a suburb called Ma'ale Adumim. Israeli plans to expand this Jewish settlement into these hills to the east of Jerusalem, an area known as E1, provoked the British government to summon Israel's ambassador to London for a dressing down.
And this is what it's all about. A wooded series of hillsides on the outskirts of East Jerusalem. Now the thing is, if the Israelis build here on E1, it will cut Palestinian East Jerusalem off from the rest of the Palestinian territories forever.
Messages of congratulations have been pouring in from around the world for the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, who have confirmed they're expecting a baby. St James's Palace made the announcement after the Duchess was admitted to hospital, suffering from a severe type of morning sickness yesterday. She's likely to remain in hospital for a number of days.
Prince William wasn't hanging about, nor was there a smile for the cameras, despite his delight at the fact he and wife Kate are expecting their first child. It's just a matter of days since we last saw Kate. At her old school, she got stuck in on the hockey pitch in her heels and steered the gossip away from talk of pregnancy. Rumours of a royal baby have been spreading for months, hitting a peak as the couple visited Cambridge last week.
And this is how the world's media reacted to the news of a royal baby on the way.
Rumors have swirled around Kate Middleton with an announcement today from the palace.
The Duchess of Cambridge is pregnant. This is the headline you're probably going to see again and again for the next 9 months.
Royal baby, William and Kate announced they're expecting their first child.
So, how have the ardent royalists down under received the news of an heir to the throne? Sky's Jonathan Samuels is in Sydney. Jonathan, how are people reacting over there?
Well, it's hard for anyone not to be delighted, and that includes Australians as well, of course. The newspapers here had already gone to print when the news was announced. It was in the middle of the night, of course, that the news came through, but newspaper websites are more than making up for it now, inviting comment from readers, and everyone is very excited.